Salut!
Hey!
All right.
Welcome back to the Good, the Bad, and the Just Plain Standard podcast, where we provide you with our informed opinions on movies we watched together. We are your hosts,
Adam.
Anouk.
and Yann. Today is all about Brave.
Starring.
Kelly MacDonald, Billy Connolly, Emma Thompson, Julie Walters, Robbie Coltrane, Kevin McKidd, and Craig Ferguson.
Jingle. In a kingdom divided by bears, one wee girl must stand alone. This winter, you will understand that you really don't mess with the ginger. Emma of Dunbroch, killer of the Demon Bear Mordieu. Oh, hi, Emma. Who are you and what are you doing here?
Hi.
Hey!
Hola. Good to be here.
Nice to have you here.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
Anytime.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm Emma Findlay and I am an actor and I'm here because we trained together.
Yes, we did.
Great.
Shout out to Acting Coach Scotland.
Oh, yeah.
Like they don't get enough shout outs on this podcast.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
true.
Like every other week, they like the first 10 episodes, we're like, oh yeah, we were in training.
Mark Westbrook and Nick Field. Woo!
1 second, I'll just remove. Okay.
So, Yann, for the video, for the people on the audio, Yann just removed his beard.
I did. Given as it's the very first animated feature we talk about,
That's a good point.
Emma, I'd like to, I know you did some voiceover, some ADR for Confession of the Wasted Youth or something.
Oh, I did.
So would you like to talk about how it went? It went for you? Or
It went good. My experience of it was quite funny because it was a scene where I kind of roll off camera to be sick. And it was that we had to kind of do. So it was quite a funny experience, just sitting in a room like, okay, so I just want you to watch this. And when you roll off the camera, start being sick. And I was like, all right, okay. And so I'm just sitting there like making sick noises and it just seemed so ridiculous, but looked good. So, yeah.
I love the story from, there's a BBC comedy show called, what is it called? It's got Joe Brand in it. It was about midwives. I'm really struggling. I can't remember the name of it.
Call the midwife.
No, it's oh God.
Just stating the obvious.
It's not called the midwife, but it's something funny. Anyway, no, this is the wrong thing, Adam. I'm talking about the wrong. It's not that one at all. It's from Gavin and Stacey. That's right. Get your facts right.
Oh, I like Gavin and Stacey.
When at the end of series 2, when Nessa's giving birth, the actress and writer of the show, when she was doing like the labor pains, right? They were filming in like a real maternity sort of ward. And the person next door going, oh, she's having a hell of a time.
Oh, no way.
So like that's how convincing it was. It was like she was going through the worst labour.
No, but also like when you're doing things like that, you have to do it over and over again. So they were probably thinking she had the most terrible labour pains for hours and hours.
They were really confused when she was like, and somebody on the cruise ship, right, that's lunch, and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're doing Brave today.
Great.
Yeah.
I forgot. I'm the lead on this month.
Yeah, but not on this episode.
Oh, what? Outrageous.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I feel like they've just murdered my parents like they do in the beginning of Braveheart. Like, it's been taken away from me.
No, that was his brother, Adam.
No, it's his dad and his brother get murdered. Both of them get chopped.
That's
off.
what I just said.
But his mum, where does his mum go then?
I don't know.
Is his mum even in the film?
Mummy's not even there.
Like, I thought we saw the mum briefly, or that just might be a maid. But how does he have a maid? They live in like a shed.
That
Has to be. Oh, never mind.
It's his father and brother. That's Braveheart.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we're talking about Brave today.
Let's do Brave.
Minus-
without
minus
the heart, but still.
Yeah.
I got that for once. Woo. I would like to start with a disclaimer because this episode fits perfectly in a new series we are launching this year. Throughout 2018, we will have episodes at least once a month focused on movies celebrating those people without whom the human race would not exist, those people without whom we would not be happy, without whom we would not be sad, those people without whom life will be boring as hell. We will be focusing on women in film and history. We'll have hopefully 2 episodes this month because there's Sunset Song if you manage to get this one in.
Oh my God, what a movie.
I mean, that's quite well timed with the Golden Globes that just happened.
Oh, the Oprah Winfrey speech.
Yeah, but and also just the whole Time's Up movement and the fact that loads of women decided to wear black and even men decided to have pins on their suits saying Time's Up. Like, and it's actually quite a nice Time's Up. It's like, it's so true. It's like, why are we still really badly shown in film? It's ridiculous.
This is a good film to start with, that whole idea as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because of the lovely mother-daughter dynamic. Also.
Oh, that's the other thing I'm going to look at.
Brenda Chapman was to be PIXAR's first female director, right? She wrote the story.
PIXAR.
Based it on the mother-daughter relationship she has with her own daughter, Emma Chapman.
Oh,
Not Emma Findlay.
No. But she was replaced by Mark Andrews around a year and a half before the film was released.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. No. Could you please sight read the explanation, the article Brenda Chapman put on the New York Post?
I've got it for Emma. So shall we do it? You guys do paragraph by paragraph.
Yeah, probably.
That's probably the easiest way to do it. It's the thing on the right there. Obviously not the one that says mother-daughter films. So there you go. There.
That mentors.
So we're reading this, yeah?
Yeah. So
Okay.
who wants?
Emma, you can start.
All right.
How can we get more women in positions of power in Hollywood? Anybody? And the crickets chirp.
I suppose the flip side of that is to figure out how to get the Hollywood Boys Club to give up some of their seats for the ladies. Okay, I know. Now stop laughing.
Maybe we just need to make our own chairs. I prefer that approach because it's the only one that seems viable to me. But where to start?
Mentoring is a good place. We need to help young filmmakers and student filmmakers get the experience they need to transfer their work to the public screen. We can give them a leg up that we older women didn't have. Let them learn by our mistakes. We shouldn't hide our trials and tribulations out of a fear of looking foolish.
Those of us left still standing need to keep standing to inspire. Women of my generation and older are the only figures that today's young filmmakers have to look up to. I offer up a personal example. It has been a heartbreakingly hard road for me over the last year and a half. When PIXAR took me off of Brave, a story that came from my heart, inspired by my relationship with my daughter, it was devastating.
Animation directors are not protected like live action directors, who have the Directors Guild to go to battle for them. We are replaced on a regular basis, and that was a real issue for me. This was a story that I created, which came from a very personal place, as a woman and a mother. To have it taken away and given to someone else, and a man at that, was truly distressing on so many levels. But in the end, my vision came through in the film. It simply wouldn't have worked without it, and didn't at one point. And I knew this at my core. So I kept my head held high, stayed committed to my principles, and was supported by some strong women and men. In the end, it worked out, and I'm very proud of the movie, and that I ultimately stood up for myself, just like Merida, the protagonist in Brave.
Sometimes women express an idea and are shot down, only to have a man express essentially the same idea and have it broadly embraced. Until there is a sufficient number of women executives in high places, this will continue to happen.
That's just one story of a few I could share. I know there are so many more out there to prove we can move up that food chain, but we must be persistent.
Mentor, inspire, move forward together. That's the best I can think of.
Aww.
Wow.
That was really nice.
I didn't know that.
That's really... Because actually, when I read that she was replaced by Mark Andrews, which is definitely a man's name, I was really hoping that it wouldn't have been like just the big, producer Fat Cats decided to just replace her. And it was like her idea, like for other reasons. But the fact that she's written that is just really upsetting because she says words like devastating and you just think, well, that's
She
scary.
wasn't in control of that.
Yeah, that's really scary. So yeah, I mean, maybe having equity on our side is a good thing.
Definitely.
That's a good segue to go into the plot of this movie.
If you wait, I just had a question for Emma before.
Go for it.
Yeah, we trained together, and I remembered that at some point you picked Merida's introduction monologue to perform at some point.
I did.
The movie was released in 2012. You must have been around 14, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Just like the protagonist, Merida, in this film. So I reckon you have a particular connection to the film. Then care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I guess. I think I'm very bitter about the fact that I'm not Merida in Brave. To be fair, I didn't see Brave until like 2016. I know that's really bad.
Not
But
bad
I
at all.
didn't
I
see a lot of things until 2016. And then I started to actually watch films.
Emma's
just-
favourite film is the $6 Man.
It's not.
It's the $6 Man.
It's,
Adam, let her speak.
no, it's Star Wars. So that's why
Yeah, let's not go into Darth Vader.
Dark Vader.
that's why
Oh dear. Maybe we'll share these another day.
Later.
That- yeah.
Carry on, Emma.
No, that's kind of it, really.
Okay, yeah, Star Wars. That's why you have a Darth Vader mask at the back of your shot. That's kind of an Easter egg there.
Oh, it's in mine as well, actually.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
followed me.
We can go into the plot.
Yeah.
Shall I do it?
Yeah. Go.
Okay. So the basic story of this one is that Merida is apparently going to be married off to seal the alliance between England and France. No, that's like every other Shakespeare story. No, she's going to be married off so that there's still peace between the four clans. However, she doesn't want to do this because, forward-thinking woman, not in the olden ages. Isn't it funny how they make a film in medieval times about a forward-thinking woman? That was a decision.
Even though if you look through history, there are a lot of Scottish countesses that would have defied it in exactly the same way as Merida did.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just that they're silenced by history because we live in a patriarchal society. Booyah!
Put a red flag in the edit for that one there.
Yeah,
Why?
because it's a myth.
I'm joking.
It's not a myth.
In Western cultures, it is.
It's not.
It is.
No, there were some that I read in so many historical things that there were like a few important women in gentrified families that were very strong.
I really wish
Yeah.
I'd taken
No. I mean, the myth is like no. Sorry, let me rephrase that.
Did
The
you
myth-
mean in the film?
No. What I mean is the myth that we are living right now in the UK in a patriarchal society.
Oh.
I thought that's
Okay.
what you meant. So I mean, no. Okay.
Lost in translation.
But
with Yann.
I do think that we are living in a patriarchal society.
In the UK.
Yeah.
We probably are.
Okay. There are many things that women can't do in the UK, like driving. Like I don't think.
No, it's not about that.
And
It's
drive in the UK.
Yeah, you can, but
No.
I mean,
no, but
Wait, say what?
No. Like in Saudi Arabia, women can't drive. But we're not as bad as that. But that doesn't mean that. Basically, what I was saying is that women and men aren't equal. That's what I meant.
okay.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's societal. That doesn't mean that women can't do something. But if you tell a bird they can't fly, they'll never learn to.
This tells you how we are in a patriarchal time, because I thought Anouk by saying bird, I'm like, wait, are you referring to a woman as
No.
a bird?
No.
If you tell a woman she can't fly, she goes, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway, and like crashes.
No, but it's the same thing.
Where was I in the plot? So she's going to get married off, but she's like, no. So she wins the very male trial of like, I've got to show strength to win over a woman, which was very good. Anyway, that goes sideways, and she's like, right, I want to get rid of my mum because she's the problem here. So she makes a deal with the only weird character one of the weirdest characters I've ever seen. We'll get into this later, but she makes a deal with a witch who also has a side hobby of being a carver who specializes only in bear merchandise. Yeah, I know you're laughing, but that's the plot of this film. To give her a magic tart that will change her mother. However, would you guess it? It turns her into a bear. And then the rest of the movie is a mother and daughter realizing that they have to respect each other's view, and actually they're not just as how they saw each other in the beginning. It's very good after the mum turns into a bear, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's the plot of the film.
That end part gets me every time.
It's it's good.
No spoilers, but it does.
It does.
You talked about, well, I think we could go back into the bilingual corner.
Go for it.
Yeah, because
I love this segment.
something Bonnie said that her her weakness is a Scottish accent.
Sorry, Anouk.
So is mine.
What? Why, sorry?
Because you were not there? No.
Yeah, because... never mind.
No.
Cut this bit out.
Yeah. And they did not even attempt in the French adaptation to keep it just like I said in Braveheart. They didn't even attempt to give them like the Brittany accent or kind of a different French accent. It was just generic. So we're losing the whole Scotland kind of thing, which is quite sad. Something, on the other hand, that Disney has always been doing right is the songs. So the songs are nicely translated, and because they keep the sounds more than actually translating the actual words. Yeah, so it's always it's always good. Have you seen The Artist?
No.
Is that the black and white one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
The lead female in there is called Berenice Bejo, and she does Merida.
Okay, that's cool. I like her.
And also, one big thing, you in English you don't have anymore the differentiation between thou and you. So in French we have tu et vous, which differentiates if you're talking like with a friend or with a boss. There's a big difference, a reverence kind of stuff, and that happens in the French version. So the Merida is speaking with a kind of difference difference those stuff like you, but with a higher meaning of respect than in the here where it's just you know.
So what are the two? So what are those two differences again?
You know,
in
all
French?
this thou, sein. Well, it's tu.
Two.
So tu. So it's tu, toi,
Yeah.
toi, and vous, which is kind of. I think it's in Japanese they have 25 different versions.
I don't know why.
We have two.
I don't know why, but my mind just went to Voulez-vous by ABBA.
But that's where it's from.
That
I
one.
love ABBA.
Oh, voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
All right.
Okay, no, I don't think so.
Stereotype.
Especially with and one last time. Okay, so Brave is the title here, and it was adapted as Rebel.
Oh,
So it's the
like
French
that.
for rebel.
Rebel.
So what is the French for rebel?
Rebelle.
Rebel.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
I like that. That kind of
One
matches
sip.
Merida. That kind of matches Merida very well.
She is a rebel. Total rebel.
Do a French version of the trailer voice. This summer, un rebel takes on the world. I've gone German. I always go German, no matter what accent I do.
Oh, then all Russian.
Yeah, true.
And one last thing, you know that now in English-speaking places, for example, actresses, most females want to be, I want to be called actor kind of stuff instead of actress.
Mm-hmm.
We have I think it's an exception, we have the exact opposite in France.
Well, actors want to be called actresses.
No,
Sorry.
there are many like masculinized words that were created in the female version, so it can be used by females. And there is even a weird new school of thought that wants to actually put both of them in the same word in the written form.
Okay.
Which looks weird.
So that would be, because obviously there's masculine and feminine words in French, so there would be a gender neutral word in French, essentially.
Not even that. They will add physically the two endings in the word with a
so it would have
period in the middle.
It would have a double ending, so
Yeah,
it would be like the feminine dot and then the male.
Yeah.
God,
That's strange.
that is strange. That's quite interesting, though.
Did you know that Lily Cole inspired their Merida?
Oh no, I didn't know.
I'm gonna have to
Really?
Google who Lily Cole is.
She's English.
I would love to see a picture.
I'll get that for. This is really interesting for the audio listeners. The current moment.
That's very interesting.
For the audio listener, Yann is currently turning around his MacBook to show Emma the picture of a ginger woman.
Yeah, it's a tweet from Lily Cole.
Oh, a tweet.
Oh, I am brave. Nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was inspired by me.
It pretty much was.
It was, yeah.
Let's be honest.
When they reboot Brave Emma, just, you know.
Especially because, again, Lily Cole is in her 30s and she's a supermodel. And she's English.
I'm definitely not a supermodel.
Or 30.
Yet.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
No, but I'm near enough the right age. So.
But like she's like really tall and very thin and like very supermodel looking.
Yeah.
Like she's stunning.
Not
That-
Merida.
But
No.
they're even in the design aspect of Merida, she is quite tall, I thought.
Yeah, but she's not a supermodel. She's not supposed to
No,
be
but
beautiful.
she's very slender.
Yeah.
There's like a...
But she's not a slender, maybe Cinderella.
No, I don't mean that in that way, no. It's just she's a very, like...
And I know that when they did the doll version, they got in massive trouble because they made her skinnier when they made her into a doll.
Merida.
Yeah, so if you put
wow.
like a picture of her from the animation and the doll, they made her more like curved, like voluptuous, and like her waist is like much smaller than in the. But they do this all the time.
I mean, Disney's not in good books when it comes to models. I mean, this is before Disney bought Marvel, but one of the big things when Avengers came out is that there was an action figure for near enough every character in Avengers, except for Black Widow, who's played by Scarlett Johansson.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like, why is there not a Black Widow doll? And everyone was like, oh, of course, because it's, for boys. Why would they want a Black Widow doll? I'm like, I'm going to totally go again. I'm pretty sure I know a lot of blokes that would buy a doll of Scarlett Johansson, just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and also there are some boys that like to play with dolls.
I know. I won't tell that story in this episode. I'll tell it another day.
And
yeah, there's a story about me and Disney princesses that I'll tell one day.
Oh,
That sounds.
It's not in a. I'll just tell it now.
Yeah, she's a Disney princess. It took a while to get her, and she's quite different as a Disney princess, but she is one.
She's actually a princess as well. Like,
Yeah.
not many of them are actually princesses. Well, yeah.
To talk about the film, sorry, we were having a lovely conversation. It comes back to the article you guys just sight read. Very well, actually. That was Emma. If you haven't sight read in a while, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
I thought that was
I
pretty well
haven't
done.
sight read for a while. So.
That's very well done. Same to you, Anouk. That was very good too.
Thank you. I find sight reading really difficult, so that's definitely something that I want to work on this year, but that means a lot.
In the article, it speaks about how she was taken off the project, and she talks about how it was her passion, the whole mother-daughter thing. I hated this film until it became about the mom and the daughter. Like, I thought this was weak. What's your guys' opinions? What's your first 40 minutes of this film? What do you think?
I did not necessarily feel it was weak because I noticed a few things I did not notice before, namely the presence of Craig Ferguson as Macintosh, I think, which got me really excited. But I clearly was way more touched by the mother-daughter dynamic, for sure.
But I think Merida comes across quite strong as a character, like from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So I think that like immediately like makes you interested in it.
I think
Because you know that she's not your typical princess.
And she's like properly Scottish and like rural Scottish as well.
I think that
which
in
is
itself.
nice. She's not from Edinburgh. Like obviously she doesn't have an Elgin accent, but she's, you know, has that kind of feistiness that comes with that, which is nice. She's not posh. Yeah, even though she is.
And baby Merida is too cute.
Oh, with the hair.
The hair. It's so cute. I love it. I really do.
She's adorable.
For reference, Kel MacDonald is Glaswegian.
Kenny MacDonald is Glaswegian.
Well, raised in Glasgow. So there's a little bit of that too.
Well, she is in Trainspotting, so that would make sense.
Well,
She's in Edinburgh.
in which
Sorry, don't
film
worry.
or project, whatever, where did you see Kelly MacDonald for the first time?
Well, mine was absolutely Trainspotting. I've told the story about the Trainspotting DVD for years. I wanted to watch it because it was a really odd box. How it was a. Now we have the video. I should probably just show the box one day, but I don't have it here. It's in Dunfermline. That it was the only. You know, how DVDs are. I'll use this for example. Right, vertical. Right, so up and down that way. So it'd be like the photo is there of some stills of the film, then the blurb, and then the like credits at the bottom. Trainspotting's was that way. So the films were at the top and it was like that. I was like, that's the coolest box I've ever seen in my life. I want to watch it. Mum's like, you're 14, there's no way you're watching Trainspotting.
Horizontal instead of vertical.
Yes, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I
For
should.
our listeners, just in case we struggle
Oh,
with the
shit,
video.
I forgot. I'm displaying for the video. Oh, sorry, listeners. Listeners. Anyway, so that's where I saw it first in Trainspotting.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. Unless someone says another film.
Well,
What else has she been in? Harry Potter, of course.
She was in season 3 of Black Mirror as well. It's in a really good episode, actually. She's the lead in the end of season 3. I think it's the last episode of episode 3. Episode 3? Season 3.
She's probably been in a few like little things
look
like
her
that. For me, I enjoyed it less this time that I watched it recently for this podcast. Probably because I'd kind of seen it and I was maybe anticipating it a little bit too much. I thought the beginning was a little bit, I don't want to say weak, but like I don't think it knew where it was going. There were quite a few things happening and too many stories until the mother-daughter bit. But the first time that I watched it, I fell in love with it. So I think we probably have to take that into account. Like there's even though I kind of agree with you guys that it is a bit weak the beginning, the first time I watched it. And I don't know if that's because it was different and like being a woman, it was nice to see someone that like, not that she looks like me at all, but who was a little bit more relatable than like Cinderella. It's like, who the hell looks like that and acts like that and speaks like that?
I'm going to blow everyone's minds here about how good an actress Kelly MacDonald is. She's in No Country for Old Men.
Yes, she is.
And you wouldn't know it. She is... Carla Jean Moss, which I believe is the main character's wife.
That's a great film.
And and as you can tell by the video feed, Yann's mind has just been blown.
No, I'm just trying to locate her again. Yeah, because I watched it on 35mm at the GFT like 2 months ago, so for the first time. So I should remember.
She is amazing.
Okay.
I did, yeah.
I saw her in Gosford Park. You, Emma? Did you know Kelly MacDonald from somewhere before? Or?
I didn't.
Okay.
Have you seen the last Harry Potter?
No.
Okay. Never mind then.
Listeners, take a shot every time Emma says a film she's not seen.
There's a drinking game for you.
By the way, just for the people that will comment, I do know that there isn't a film called The $6 Man. It's called the $6 Million Man, but it's a story about Emma that will get told one day.
Another story.
Not in this episode. Not in this episode, but it will be told one day.
To be continued.
There's just a long list that we need to give Emma of like...
I think we should just have a podcast. I think we should just have a podcast reviewing Emma.
I've been talking
What do you
about
mean?
you quite a lot.
Yeah, this is the
Am I
episode,
good?
Emma.
Am I bad? Or am I just plain standard?
No.
It's always so weird when, for me, especially having come up with the name of this podcast, when I hear somebody else say it. It's like, I'm like, oh God, I've came up with his name.
That's kind of mean. I had a question in the questionnaire before which was, but I removed it after Laura. Who's your favorite host on the podcast? So instead, it's something
We'll
else.
get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Laura was like, I can't believe you just asked me that.
Yeah, it was just to the test, but yeah.
I'll give you my answer now. No comment.
Good shout.
To wing this back round about talking about Emma hasn't seen any films, I've got a list here off screen that you can't see, but listeners, whatever, of mother-daughter genre films, right? There's of the ones that are, I haven't heard of many, but I'll read you a couple, and then I want you to think, are they as effective as a mother-daughter story as Brave, right? So we've got Terms of Endearment. Have you seen, Anouk, have you seen that? I know Emma won't have seen these.
Don't even ask me.
No.
Freaky Friday.
Oh yeah,
I've seen Freaky
that.
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Emma's seen a film.
Yes.
Oh, she's not that bad, guys. Leave her alone.
You've seen the next one, Mamma Mia.
Oh, I've seen Mamma Mia. I just watched Mamma Mia not long ago because there's a Mamma Mia 2 coming out and I forgot how much I loved it.
Oh my God.
I was sitting watching it on the train and I forgot that there was kind of like a wee sad scene in it between the mother and daughter when she's getting her hair done for the wedding. And I was trying so hard not to cry on the train and I was like, oh no.
I have seen that musical twice in London. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was brought up on ABBA because my mum is obsessed with ABBA, or was. I don't know.
I love your mum already.
Yeah. So I was brought up on ABBA.
Shout out to Natalie.
And so Natalie Wulfing. And then of course I watched the film and I really liked it. And to be fair, I watched it again and I can when you know a film is shit, but you love it, like it is pretty shit. Like,
don't worry, we have that category.
Wait, what movie do you think shit?
Mamma Mia.
No.
It is. I do love it though. I promise you I love it. But it is kind of a shit film.
Oh, it's not.
Well, you can't put it against The Godfather.
It's all right, Anouk. We have a category saved for that because Yann introduced the legendary category in the Braveheart episode. There's a category called Guilty Pleasures in my head.
Mamma Mia.
We have guilty pleasures. I have a guilty pleasure song. I'll tell you right now. I fucking love "Man, I Feel Like a Woman" by Shania Twain. It's got one of the
Let's go, girl.
It's got one of the best guitar riffs in history in it. Not that bit.
Going out tonight, I'm feeling all right.
Oh, that's a copyright claim right there.
We're not that famous
Yeah,
yet.
the robot will not recognize that, I reckon.
So with that list I just told you of Freaky Friday and Mamma Mia, well, what do you think? Is Brave better than those for a story of a mother and daughter, or is it alongside? What do you two think?
I think it is because obviously Brave's more like how she's got this like she doesn't really respect her mum as much as she should, and I think it's like a big thing with parents. Sometimes people don't realise like how much their parents actually do for them. And to see like what she's wishing her mum was someone else. Whereas Mamma Mia is more just like, she never really, like she doesn't hate her mum. It's more just like
Who's my dad?
Oh, who's my dad? Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan
Yeah,
with that fantastic singing.
No, she's getting married, so there's kind of that separation of like, oh, my child's like growing up and she's not going to be at home like every day and blah, blah, blah. And like she lives in the middle of nowhere, so they're probably not going to see each other very much.
I think they're both like really strong messages, but you can't like compare them because they are just two completely different sides of a mother and daughter relationship. And people could kind of go through both. But I think definitely Merida's, what she's going through with her mum is more of a young person's kind of wishing your parents were someone else, like thinking your parents are embarrassing, and then you grow up and you're like, you're my best friend.
I love you, Mom.
I love you.
Do my washing.
And there's also,
I
think there are higher stakes as well in Brave, because if she didn't get to that, if she didn't put the tapestry, let me start again. If she didn't sew the tapestry up in time, she would have literally lost her mum.
Right. Is that actually what happens? Or is it meant to be the emotional bond? Because I'm in two minds about that. Okay, so for listeners, if you've not seen Brave, you should we'll spoil it, whatever. So the only way to fix the mother and daughter, the mum being a bear, is that they fix the fractured bond or stitched fate, and Merida assumes that she has to fix the tapestry that she slashed in a rage. That her mum treasures, which is just, it makes sense because tapestries in those days are ways of recording history. I mean, look at the bio tapestry. Yeah, I'll get that reference.
I get that restaurant too.
Restaurant? Oh, hungry?
I'm hungry.
We still
hungry.
need to go. Sorry?
Oh yeah, the fucking butcher shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, that's coming. Don't worry. Emma can come.
Emma can come.
Oh, on the notes of nights out, Emma is currently going to win the movie pass, the night out for two.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Emma's the only entry we had, so if you want to win, you have
don't
to enter.
so don't enter. So don't enter.
I don't know if the competition's closed by the time this episode comes out. That's a bit cheeky. We just gave it to their friends.
No, the whole point of she gets a tapestry done and puts it over her mum, and she thinks it'll work, and it doesn't. But until she starts crying and she's like, "Mum, I love you. I want you back. I want you back." That's when she turns back into her mum.
So it's the tears that fix it.
Yeah.
So it's a shout out to the Pokemon movie.
I think it's the sun, because you don't see it's a nice kind of Spielberg type of reveal. You don't see, so it might be she must be in the tapestry when the sun actually hits her.
Oh, maybe.
Can I elaborate on the Pokemon thing?
Yeah.
Because it's okay, this is a rant. If you're a nerd and like Pokemon, you know what I'm about to say, and I'm going to make sure that my camera is actually capturing this. So just be aware. There may be a pause because I don't know what it's doing. This is a good time for this. So I'll start the story again if it stops, but if it doesn't, I'll keep going. Right. So
You didn't have to say that, Adam.
I know I didn't have to say that, but I did. So there we go. So every kid my age loved Pokemon. Majority. I know people that didn't. Anyway, the movie came out. Everyone was super stoked, right? I won't talk about the movie. Essentially, there's a big battle at the end, and the main guy's Pokemon, Pikachu, right? Ash's Pokemon, dies. Right? It like gets turned into stone, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And the fucker just starts crying, and it comes back to life. I'm like, fucking bullshit. Like, there's no way this works. Like, that whole shite excuse of, like, if you cry on something, it'll come back to life. Like, fucking Simba was crying in Lion King, but did Mufasa come back? Hell no.
Okay, you've completely missed the whole point of this film. Because it's a spell. So the fact that she has broken the spell is because she has reattached the bond between her and her mum.
I know that.
Yeah, so it's got nothing to do with just because she's crying, her mum comes back to life.
I made the joke because you said she starts crying and she comes back to life.
That is the weirdest segue ever.
Sorry, I'm just kind of bitter about the Pokemon movie.
Okay, well, that's another podcast.
Oh, while we're talking about other podcasts, Yann, surprise, we will be doing a musical month.
Yes.
As we were talking about Mamma Mia. We can have Emma back for Mamma Mia when you discuss
Oh my
it.
gosh, please do.
So,
I think I've already, what it will be. Like, I've already said how much I love it. But
Yann hates musicals.
No,
It's passion.
it's great because I just downloaded a new app, FML, Fuck My Life. So I'll just add this announcement in there.
It's all right, Yann. It's perfectly okay because I have a musical in mind that Anouk's going to hate too that's coming in that month. Shall I spoil it now so Anouk you can see the rage in her eyes? We'll do Mamma Mia, but in return for doing Mamma Mia, I'm doing a film that Anouk will hate. We're going to do the fucking South Park movie. Because the South Park movie is a musical.
Oh.
I hate South Park so much.
Well, there are exceptions. I loved Sweeney Todd, so you never know.
Good point, we'll do that then.
Sweeney Todd is good. Anyway.
Sorry, Braveheart.
Brave
We're
is
turning into
amazing.
Army of Darkness episode here.
Yeah. So
I quite like the thought of it being like an emotional thing. Like the tapestry obviously doesn't work because that's not how they make the bond better again. It's like it's not actually physically doing it. It's an emotional bond, which is so much nicer. So that's what I'm taking.
I agree. Sorry, I just went off on a tangent.
Kevin McKidd. So he was playing someone that we've heard about before, MacGuffin.
The young
MacGuffin, and he's a Dorich guy.
Still can't believe he's from Elgin.
He is. I know.
Still can't believe that.
Would you like to grace our listeners with some Dorich, Emma?
Oh, I would love to.
Go for it.
Oh gosh, can you give me a second?
Yeah, go for
Are
it.
you allowed seconds? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get. Okay, maybe.
Well, Emma looks. Emma's the person that laughed at me ferociously. If you go back and listen to Atomic Blonde, I get the names of male and female in Doric wrong.
Very wrong.
Very wrong. It's the only ever tweet we've had reply to our account, and it was somebody tweeting that I got that wrong. I know.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of the only responses we've had on Twitter, and it's that, which was I found quite amusing.
Yeah, well, and we don't post.
We never use Twitter.
No, because it's. Well, I know. Well, we'll talk about that later. But Emma uses it for professional. Really, Twitter is dying. It's all on Instagram these days. But whatever.
Can
bet
I ask a
Facebook really
question?
regret buying
Yes.
that now.
Yes. Please.
Do you ever have quizzes on this podcast?
Yeah, we can have a quiz if you want.
I think we should have a quiz.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
A guest featured quiz. This is absolutely a snippet.
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yann's like, fuck, I should have prepared a jingle.
Come on, improvise, Yann.
Of course.
Do it.
Are you ready? We'll go straight into it as well. You good? You good?
You ready?
Give me a second. So I'm going to say the word in Doric, and then you guys have to guess what the word is
Oh, that's
in.
Excellent.
Should we be like
Okay.
Dora the Explorer and like give it like 3 seconds so the audience can guess as well?
Yeah. So if you're listening at home, you can play.
Also, we're probably gonna have to think about it anyway, so
Yeah, like message us and say what you think each thing is.
we'll put this out as a live as well. Right, go on, Yann, jingle away.
That's the quiz segment. Ooh, that's the quiz segment. Ooh, quiz segment. Quiz segment.
Oh, God, did they get that?
Okay. Word number 1.
Welcome to I didn't ken that.
Bath.
Bath?
I'll go last because I'm Scottish. I might get these.
I would have said Bath. Yeah.
I would say both.
Adam wins.
Oh, but
Bath
yeah.
is both.
Bath
yeah.
is both.
This is why I'll go last because I might get a few.
Bide.
Bike.
Bide.
Away and bide your time. It's wait, isn't it?
Oh, that makes sense. Bide your time.
Is it wait?
It's stay.
Stay. Bide. Bide with
So
me.
you would say, like, if I'm asking you, are you staying? Are you biding?
Alec, bide with me. Did he leave me, son?
Bosey.
Like silly?
Could we have hints? Like, is that an insult or?
Oh, like in a sentence.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it won't help me one bit.
All right. After this one, Emma, just use it in a sentence.
Okay. Okay.
I like this game.
Okay, I'll say, come over here and give me a bosey.
A hug.
Yeah, hug.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm glad we did that because I was going to say clumsy.
Oh.
You're Affy Bosey.
Okay. Context is fine.
How about we do this then? So we'll each try and guess. Then Emma, if none of us get it right, Emma uses this as a sentence.
Yeah.
Try that.
Okay. Yeah.
Loon.
Oh, I know this one.
Man.
Yeah.
This is the one I got wrong. It's not a.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's not
a boy.
It's not quine.
Oh yeah,
queen.
that's what I. Yeah.
That's what I
Actually,
said.
technically, Min would be man. Loon is boy.
Men.
Luna's boy.
I could hear men.
Come here, Min.
Yeah.
Where's your minute?
Yeah. Quine is girl.
What do you mean? It's quine and queen.
Sauter.
Can you spell that?
SOTTER.
Ah.
Like walk.
No idea.
I have no idea.
Sauter over here.
Will I put it in a sentence
Yeah.
then?
Yeah, do that.
My bedroom's a sorter.
Mess?
A mess.
Yes.
It's a mess.
Jesus Christ, you would never get that without that, would you?
Yeah, that has no connection
That's crazy,
to English
that
at all.
Let me think about it.
Do a couple more. We'll do 3 more.
Yeah.
Good game, this.
Lugs.
Oh,
Ears.
I know that. Ears.
Yeah, that was quite an easy one.
Jan, would you have got that?
No, I would have said lungs.
Jan should go first. Jan absolutely goes first the last two.
Okay, ging.
Gang.
Thing.
Go.
Ding, 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 go.
I'll ging along with you.
Aye. Ging and brush your hair.
Where are you ginging the night? That's how I figured. I'm like, it's because my dad's from East Fife, and so is my mum actually. But she's like, I'm from St Andrews. I'm not East Fife. But
Flag.
Well, flag.
Fly.
wave.
Gonna put it in a sentence.
Mhm.
You just gave me a flag.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
If you give me the flag of my
God,
life.
we are not doing very well.
Right. Last
And my
one.
favourite
Yeah,
one
here
of
we go.
all, and I hope you guys get this because it was brought up last year. Fidijikama?
What did you call me?
That was.
Wait.
Oh, I didn't ken that.
That's my favourite one. Like,
That's
oh my
fun.
gosh. I love that so much.
You know that this film won Academy Award, Golden Globe, and BAFTA for Best Animated Feature Film.
But Pixar usually does. It's like the year when it was Toy Story 3, everyone's like, Toy Story 3 should be nominated as best film, but it was only nominated as feature. Animated, even. Yeah.
Pixar is very good. I mean,
Yeah, I think it was the first movie when they were about to have a fusion with Disney, because it was distributed by Disney and produced by Pixar.
yeah, it was. It's a good film. I had a good time.
We've taken away from the story because if we're talking about animation, we have to talk about how it looks. As a Pixar film, I didn't think it looked that great. I thought it was surprisingly uncolourful in bits. Like when it was the countryside, yeah, but a lot of the time we're messing with dark greens and browns and greys. I'm like, surely if we're having Scotland, we can have like, because we talked in Braveheart, like it looks beautiful. Like there's a vast array of colour. It's very bright, but with this one, it wasn't bright all the time. But
It matches the story though.
yeah, that's true.
It sets the mood nicely.
I think, Adam, you should watch it again, but like on a bigger screen, because I think
maybe
the
that.
way we watched it, just it wasn't right. And
Yeah.
obviously, because I've seen it before, it didn't really take away from my experience. But because that was the first time you'd seen it, I think you should see it again.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if I was going to watch it again, I would just get right to the part where the mom's turned into a bear, I think.
You can't do that with a film. You have to watch it from the beginning.
But this is how I feel about this film though. In my head, I'm like, I don't enjoy the first half. I feel like it's kind of lost until it gets to the mum and daughter plot.
Fair enough. I do agree with you. I think you should watch it again and then tell us again. But I do agree with you. There's quite a lot of stuff going on. But then I don't really know how else you would get the feel of... Because also this is the first time where we've been in Scotland.
I just
You think-
panicked right now. I seen Adam typing in, "Can you ride?" And I was like, "What?
What?
Can you ride what?"
This was the other thing that annoyed me in the film. I'm currently looking up if you can ride a Clydesdale horse, which is what Angus is in the film.
It's a big course.
Did you also know, getting back to Pixar, it was the first feature that came, a Pixar feature that came after Steve Jobs' death. So there is a special will-o-wisp moment at the very end in the middle of the credits. You get dedicated to Steve Jobs, and you can see the wisp like lingering for. Yeah,
That's sweet.
That is.
I didn't know that. I really like the
will-o-wisp.
The wisps.
They're very cute.
It's also the first Pixar the first Pixar film with a female protagonist.
Yes, and she's not, and it would probably win the what's the scale?
The scale? What do you mean?
Well, no, it might not be a scale, but it's the test that you do with each film to
Bechdel?
Yes, where and to anyone who doesn't know that test, it's whenever you have a woman in a film, you have to see if she's connected to a man somehow. And it was probably really badly explained, but what I meant was it's nice because in Brave she isn't connected to any man.
Well, the main thing is if you see two female characters and they are talking to each other but not about a male character, it passes the Bechdel test.
Yeah,
That was better explained.
you can ride these horses. Yeah, you would usually ride them into battle, or they were used as workhorse. So I guess that kind of shows that Merida's a very exceptional rider of horses. So in that sense, yeah, you can.
Yeah,
I kind of like, come on, there's no way she could ride this, but then it's probably...
She also scaled a fucking waterfall. You can't do that either.
This is true.
Merida was originally cast, it was Reese Witherspoon. For the longest of time, it was Reese Witherspoon.
What?
Oh dear.
Yeah,
What a terrible decision that would have been.
Yeah, but apparently due to scheduling conflicts, it didn't work out. And a few years, last year, I think, or 2 years ago, she said that in the end, it's because she never managed to nail the Scottish accent.
Good.
Thank God.
That's pretty well done.
But
yeah.
I mean, we were talking about this in the Braveheart podcast that anyone who isn't Scottish, it's a really tough accent to get.
Would you like to come for a ride with me? It's a
Well,
lovely day for riding.
I guess if you're maybe if you're from Britain, it's probably a bit closer because you have the sounds. Like it would probably be easier for me to do a Scottish accent than Yann.
I would disagree with that.
Really?
I would say, because I always talk about, this is probably wrong to talk about Scottish accent for that, but I feel sometimes that certain dialects in Scotland is all about how lazy you can be with your mouth. Like it's just words like fall out. Or especially it's very glottal. I think we're going to use some terms for voice acting.
Yes, but there's many words that you would find really easy to say and you don't think that there's an accent, but if I said it, you'd realise the difference. Like for example, term. Say term.
Term.
That's really hard for me to do.
Well, say hill.
Hill.
That's pretty good.
Well, because I've lived here for 2 years.
Well,
so
that
it's a
and you
little
know
bit
that saying hill is what are they called? The elves.
dark L.
Dark elves.
Hell.
But it's not about that. It's about learning to do an accent, but then also being able to just speak in it.
Yeah.
And Scottish is really difficult because you roll your R's, but you don't roll them so like aggressively. They're like really subtly rolled, and that's really tough to do. Like term. It's hard.
I would say term.
Term. It's hard.
Term.
I find that really difficult.
Term.
Yeah.
Turn down there, harvester darn.
You know that Pixar created 4 tartans for this. Tartan patterns, yes. The Dunbroch, Dingwall, and MacGuffin. Clan Macintosh already existed, kind of. And the Walt Disney Company registered the Clan Dunbroch tartan with the Scottish Register of Tartans.
What?
Yeah,
you
so
can do that.
they registered
That is cool.
MacDuck also a while back.
Families do this.
Cool.
Families do this a lot. My cousins have a young tartan for their side of the family.
I know that you in England, for example, you can buy a I don't know if you can buy you can buy a
You shouldn't
coat
be
of
buying.
arms.
You shouldn't be buying tartan if you're English. That's a crime.
No. You can buy a coat of arms.
Oh, okay.
So is that the same thing? Like, you know how people wear signet rings
Well, yeah.
and have like so some people buy them because they don't actually have them, but they want to be, I don't know, whatever. So can you buy your own tartan?
Well, yeah, because you get tartans for the clans, obviously, like McDonald and all the clans. I really should know more, but I don't.
So can you buy into a family?
Well, I'll blow your head. I'll blow off your head with the fact that fucking football teams have tartans. You can get a Rangers and Celtic tartan.
Really?
Yeah, Dunfermline has a tartan.
That's weird.
Which is obviously for the Dunfermline football team, black and white, because that's the strip colour. So yes, football teams have a tartan. So by that sense, yes, you can absolutely register your own tartan. You can make your own. I mean, Anouk, if we get married and we had a really funny name, like I won't say my last name on the podcast because I don't want. Well, actually, you can know.
I think it's too late if kids are listening anyway.
Well, to be fair, I don't know if
Just
I
a bit too
think
late.
I've said my name on the podcast, but my surname is Dick, so there is not a Dick Tartan. I believe. There's a Murray tartan, which is what I usually wear for at wedding events because my dad's first name is Murray, so that's usually what I wear sometimes. But if, for example, if we had a really weird hyphenated name of our surnames, and then we could make a tartan, and it would be that colour. So, for example, you could create the
Wulfing Dick.
the
Wulfing
Wulfing Dick
Dick.
tartan. You could create that.
That sounds terrifying.
The Wulfing Dick tartan.
It does sound like a serial
Spread fear
killer.
into the heart
I
of
don't
your
know how
enemy.
I feel about that.
Wulfing Dick.
Now,
Dick Wulfing.
now I think it is important to touch on that, given as you, Emma, as part of a special clan, a unique and rare type of human beings lucky enough to have red hair. So, Emma, could you elaborate a bit on your mac and cheese fetish?
Oh,
That went a whole different way.
I was not expecting macaroni cheese to come up. I do love macaroni. I really do.
Macaroni.
My mum's macaroni.
Oh.
Oh, guys, I'm really hungry. This is a bad topic to go on. You're just going to hear my stomach rumble in a minute. Macaroni is so beautiful. And also, there was a macaroni tour in Glasgow or something. And you go around all these different restaurants and vote for who's got the best macaroni. And I didn't do it. And I'm still upset about that. I think that's up there with one of my biggest regrets.
There'll be loads of these things.
Was that last year? I think it was, because maybe it'll be this year again. If it is, I'm doing it.
I love the idea that you have real regrets, but in acting ways. For example, I didn't say this line how I should have. I didn't go to that audition. I cancelled this audition because there was two on the same day, right? There's those, and then you're like, I didn't go on the macaroni and cheese tour.
Yeah, priorities.
Right, that's up there.
Adam, can you please go on the iPad and look up the macaroni and cheese potluck meme? If you haven't seen that.
What is this?
All right, I'll look out for you, Emma.
It's look at the macaroni and cheese my coworker brought to our potluck today, bruh.
Oh, I love macaroni so much. I want macaroni right now.
I'm going to try and learn how to make a macaroni and cheese for you.
Oh,
And I'll
please do.
There's a recipe for it.
You've got to make I think my mum doesn't make a roux. A lot of people make a roux.
What's a roux?
It's I don't know, flour and milk, and you make a roux.
Macaroni.
Funnily enough, I am obsessed with macaroni, but I don't know how to make it.
I have no idea how you'd make it.
I made it in HE once, but everything in HE tasted awful.
Home economics for anyone else who doesn't know home ec.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah.
We have home ec, but
Okay, yeah.
would call it
Home economics.
Home economics.
Home economics.
Maybe.
Home eccy is what I used to call it in Dunfermline, and now
Oh.
that's got a whole different meaning to it.
Yeah.
Make your drugs at home, the kids.
Eccy for brekkie.
Are you getting it? Or
Yeah, I searched the wrong thing.
okay. Macaroni and cheese.
Are you guys
potluck.
going to show me pictures of macaroni and cheese? Because I don't know if I can handle it.
It might make me vomit.
No, actually, look. If you can see it, it's just macaroni and cheese, not really touching each other. So can you? There. There. Sorry.
I don't get it. Is it just... dried pasta with cheese in it.
Yeah, it's pasta and
Grated
it's not real macaroni and cheese. So
That is
they-
absolutely not.
So there's loads of different memes. I don't think I found the one you're talking about, Yann. I've got a great one here that's like when boys know how to cook, and it's a portrait of macaroni and cheese.
Dinner's ready, babe.
if you write
Sure.
potluck in
Oh, potluck! I didn't do that. So there's that for the listener there. There you go.
To be fair though,
Oh,
boiled pasta with grated cheese on top is actually still really good.
I like that too.
It is nice. It's so weird and bland, but it's nice.
Adams doesn't really like plain things, but I could very easily have rice with like a bit of butter and soy sauce, and I'm happy.
Mm.
And it's the same with pasta. Pasta with a bit of butter and
Even just plain
Cheese.
pasta with salt is really nice.
if you
when you're really broke.
it's apparently a recipe.
I can't
No,
even grate
potluck.
cheese.
I've put potluck macaroni and cheese potluck as a recipe.
Okay, I'll just I showed it to him, so I'll send I'll put it somewhere in the. I think we could go into the.
I'm having people for dinner. Sprinkle a bit of salt.
Well, everyone now knows
Okay.
if you're getting me around for dinner, just boil some pasta, grate some cheese, I'm happy.
So it's sprinkle of
And
salt.
salt. Not even cheese. Like, you don't even need to have cheese, just salt.
I think we could go into the. Well, if do you have anything else to add about the movie itself?
I have some stuff to read related to the movie.
Okay.
But that's the segment. Okay, I'll do this now then. So last week on the Scottish Month episode, I read a poem about the Robert and the Spider, which was a piece about how Robert the Bruce got his courage to fight the Battle of Bannockburn. This week, because I'm not that keen on this movie, I'm not looking up a poem for this one. I'll pay homage to my favourite thing in this movie. Billy Connolly is in this movie as the Merida's father. So I've got some classic lines from the man himself, which I'm going to read. So these are jokes. I hopefully don't butcher these, but okay. I'll find. There's an actor one first I wanted to read, which was quite funny. If I can just find, I've got loads here. I'm just trying to find the one I wanted to read, and it disappears. I'm a huge film star. But you have to hurry to the movies because I usually die within the 15th fucking minutes. I'm the only guy who's died in a fucking Muppets movie.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
Have you seen any Muppet movies?
No.
That'll be why.
Same here.
Fucking Yann, have you seen? That's another one for the musical month.
It's basically just puppets.
Have you seen?
So-
Have you? Basically, that means in any film Billy Connolly's in, he usually dies. You seen
Sean Bean kind of stuff.
Sean Bean kind of stuff. You seen what was it called? Lemony Snicket.
No.
Oh fuck.
That's actually really good. It's on Netflix. Check
No,
it out.
the Jim Curry
right.
one. The Jim Carrey one.
Okay.
Where Billy Connolly's in that.
Oh, that might not be on Netflix.
There are 2 seasons in Scotland, June and winter.
Yep.
I get that.
That's definitely for sure.
The great thing about Glasgow is if there's a nuclear attack, it'll look exactly the same afterwards.
Oh, dark.
Oh, that is so, like,
Dark. Yeah, that's mean.
Yes.
That's mean.
That's
that's
really mean.
I think Glasgow's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Do you know what? I get so much hate for like moving up here, and I don't understand it. Literally, Glasgow's it's like one of the nicest cities.
I suppose Edinburgh's nicer to look at, but the people make Glasgow.
People make Glasgow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What always staggers me is when people blow their noses, they always look in the hanky to see what came out. What the fuck do you expect to be in there?
That's very true. I try not to do that though, because it's disgusting.
It is disgusting, but I think it's like human nature.
Yeah, because you're worried it's just blood or something.
I get claustrophobic easily. I don't know why aeroplane toilets don't have fucking windows. I mean, it's not as if anyone could fucking see in. Unless, of course, you're the most determined pervert in the world.
That's good. I like that.
There's a good one. I'll leave with one more, which I think is very appropriate for Scotland.
Sorry. I think it's because...
Do you guys know what Billy Connolly looks like?
Yes.
So whenever I wear something expensive, it looks stolen.
Oh.
I used to have mad cow disease, but I'm all right. No.
Right.
And a mate of mine has just told me he's shagging his girlfriend and her twin. I said, how can you tell them apart? He said, her brother's got a moustache.
Oh.
Right.
Thanks for that, Adam.
So that was your Scottish appreciation moment, was it?
Yeah. I was trying to find the one about the weather. That was a good one as well.
I think that's it. Yeah, Bill Connolly, he does a bullshit tour of Glasgow. It's just brilliant.
Oh, excellent.
On YouTube, yeah.
That was fun that day when we did it. We did it for school. We went around Glasgow and asked questions about certain things. We just bullshit the whole way through. It was really, really fun.
That was fun.
I found the one I was looking for. When I was 12, we went from Glasgow. Glaberdine. When I was 12, we went from Glasgow to Aberdeen on a school trip. It was called Fresh Air Fortnight.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think Glaberdine was funnier.
Aberdeen is great.
Yeah.
Aberdeen. Okay.
But yeah, winter. Yeah, as I said, I don't think I said that in an episode. But the most, the biggest question I had when I went back to France for New Year's always is, so how's the rain? Well, it's not much the rain. It's more of the cold in Scotland. So yeah, always
It's true,
cold.
actually. I think like October, November, it's like a bit rainy, but then it just becomes frosty cold.
Since we're on the topic of Scotland, I've actually never tried haggis.
This is yum.
It is like up there with one of my New Year's resolutions to try new food. So I think this Burns night I'm going to have some haggis.
Yeah.
Meats and tatties.
Nice.
I'd
nice.
recommend going somewhere that knows how to cook it, though. Fuck it, I'll make it. We can have a Burns night here if you want.
Well, they have mines
Yeah, sounds good.
Live stream that for fun.
or
Stream.
Live stream.
the Oranmore was nice, and you've got the whole ode to the haggis.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Go like
Yeah.
this.
Oh, they actually like proper go for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that could be quite fun. Is it expensive though?
A haggis.
No, the
No, the night.
Oranmore night. I think it was like
I guess it's not expensive.
40 or something.
How much?
40, I think.
40?
Or 25. I don't remember.
Right, was it a fucking 3-course meal? Did the haggis get up and sing?
It's
If
I'll
I'm 40 quid, right, I want the haggis to do its own ode. It's ode in itself.
yeah. Well, I know that you're from Cullen, but Cullen skink is not really your. Have you tried it at least?
I've not, because I just can't. It just stinks.
It doesn't look very appetizing, I
No.
must say.
I love
But
it.
they do have a Cullen skink competition at home, which is quite interesting.
As in how much you can eat.
As in who makes the best.
Oh, okay.
No, that's in the US. Those kind of. how much-
Okay.
I think. Well,
Competitive
anywhere.
eating, Cullen skink.
Yeah.
Can we do the rating? Because I'm going to lose my feed on the camera soon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. So, here at The Good, The Bad, and The Just Plain Standard, we rate films on a good, bad, or just plain standard. You guys know the rhetoric. I don't have to explain it to Emma because she's listened to some episodes. So, with that in mind, Anouk, Yann, and Emma, was brave, good, bad, or just plain standard? Always starting with a guest. Emma,
Good.
Yann,
Good.
Anouk.
It was good.
Okay, here we go. Because of the mother aspect, without that, this film sucks. This gets a good, but it's John Wick good for me. It's not amazing in my mind. And I probably actually Yann made a good point a couple of podcasts ago about, because we have the Cineworld pass. Is if I paid for this at the cinema, would I want my money back, or would I be satisfied? No, not really. So with that in mind, it gets a good, but in my mind, it's barely getting a good for me.
Okay. I think Adam should see this film again. But anyway.
Here's my point, Anouk. I don't want to see it again.
Okay.
I don't care about it. I don't want to watch it again. That's
Fair
how I feel about this film. So
I think as well, it wasn't really your film.
no, that's another excellent point. This film was not made for my 18 to 21 year old boy. This film was made for mothers and daughters, which is excellent because there aren't a lot of these films. And if they are, they're usually so silly. This is the first serious attempt at having a mother-daughter film. And for that reason, this film is good. But I have to be true to what I feel about this film and say how I feel. But
Maybe that's why me and Emma enjoy Mamma Mia more than the boys.
probably.
Yeah, because we see the message under it.
You can
Under the
relate
song.
to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Emma, Milk in a Wineglass questionnaire. So, it's based on Marcel Proust, Bernard Pivot, and James Lipton from the Inside the Actors Studio. He used to have those at the end. So, what is your favorite word?
I think it's cool. I seem to cool everything. Like,
Easy.
everything, I'm like, cool.
Stay cool.
I think it's cool.
boy.
Right now it's cool. Oh God, that was loud. Whew. Right now it's cool.
I'm now just thinking about West Side Story. Cool, because I was in West Side Story as an amateur
Yeah, we should
production.
cut that bit down.
No. I just think, easy does it in your cool boy. Fucking great dance number to that one. I didn't get to be in Cool because I was Bernardo. And it really makes me sad because the song was so good. I had to watch my mate do it every night. I'm like, I want to be in this number.
We'll do West Side Story again.
West Side Story is like one of my favourite films of all time.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your least favorite word?
Oh gosh, I really want to spell it because I don't even think I say it right still.
Is it Scottish?
Adolescent.
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 Oh,
Teenager.
see, this word, I remember I had a monologue last year and I
all
loved it. I absolutely loved the monologue, but it had that word in it. And every time, no matter how hard I tried to say it right, I said it wrong. And it just annoyed me so much that I didn't like the monologue anymore.
Is that the one
So-
you wanted to do for Showcase?
Yeah. Well,
I remember that word.
it was one of my like monologue choices for Showcase, but it just like every time that word was coming up, I was like,
I just remember Emma just going, adolescent, adolescent, adolescent,
I know.
adolescent.
just in the corner.
I still got the recording of my phone, like of Molly saying it right, and then me trying to say it. But I can say it if I hear someone saying it.
It was all,
As soon as I'm trying to like run it in the monologue, I'm like, say it wrong.
It was always Molly that got asked to say things for Scottish reference. It was always Molly. We'll have to talk to her if she remembers that when she comes on later. But yeah, I remember we used to ask Molly, oh, how'd you say this? Molly, go and say that for us.
So yeah, that is my least favourite word because I can't say it.
It's funny because when we did the accidental death of an anarchist, Mark got... I had the exact same issue. So Mark was always like, no, it's adolescent. Like an adolescent, like the snake thing, adder. Like I never managed to get it either.
No.
But it was the middle of a play, and but I didn't replace it by teenager. I didn't. I could have probably, but anyway. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Can I say no comment? I don't know. Pass.
Like, what have you Can you elaborate on that? Why do you think is there not really anything that you find inspiring, creative, like
music?
Maybe
or,
it's the wording.
I think a turn on just makes me think of like something I'd rather not say.
So it's not
Yeah,
it's not in that. It's like you know that passion you have for like to get up and act. Like I imagine like when you're going to get up and do go on set one day and like film. You're like, oh, I'm so excited. It's that feeling. Is there something that makes you like,
feel inspired?
Feel inspired or feel like I really want to do this. Like you've got like a passion. It's essentially what makes you passionate.
Okay, wording it like that. Yeah. What makes me passionate? Gosh, that's deep, isn't it?
Yeah, they're deep questions.
I don't know. It's just like the feeling of like after doing it, and I think especially from like theatre, you get it a lot more. It's that feeling. It's like the adrenaline of performing.
So what being inspired, so like watching a play and being inspired to get out and act again kind of thing. Is that fair? Or do you mean the feeling you get of
I'm feeling like you get just before you go on stage.
Right, okay.
That feeling
Yeah.
I think is like
Fires
okay.
you up,
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, I would answer the question is the feeling of you get just before going on stage.
That
Or
yeah.
go on, ask me the question again, so you can like cut out all that rubbish.
No, that's nice. That's what makes it human.
Yeah. All right.
makes it human.
Okay. So yeah, it's the feeling you get just before walking on stage, or just before the director says action. Like it just that feeling. You can't really describe it, but it's just that feeling in your stomach.
That's a good answer.
Yeah,
I like
great
it.
one.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
And what's the opposite of that then? What turns you off?
Well, because I was actually originally thinking of the question as in like
Oh my god!
turn
what the
on
hell?
and turns
All right.
off set. Like,
You don't have to answer that, but if you want to, you can.
well, I was just going to say bad teeth.
You're like my mother then. My mum constantly goes, Adam, you've got a great set of teeth. Just make sure you bloody brush them.
Well, it's just, I don't know, like that, just bad teeth. Just don't like bad teeth.
Okay, so in the,
Was it turn off creatively?
I mean,
Actually, no.
creatively,
Same,
but if you like the idea of bad teeth, we could keep that as well. Either way.
No. Yeah, so what turns me off? I just don't like, it doesn't necessarily turn me off. I just don't like bad teeth.
Yeah. Like, for example, like Laura said, like arrogance. So like
okay.
on set as well, like that kind of unprofessionalism. Like, is there
Okay.
anything that kind of turns you off, uninspires you? I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, well, if that's the question, I don't know, what is the question? Is it
Well, if you're acting a scene and there's the other actor that's supposed to be kissing you and he has bad teeth.
bad teeth? Oh no, I wouldn't go that far. I don't know. I just don't.
Cut! I can't work with this. Fire him immediately.
No, but but this isn't.
Get him some dentures or something.
It's not. It doesn't have to be sexual.
I just kind of made the question, not made the question, but like I just kind of took the question as, what don't you like?
Yeah,
And
like
I don't like bad teeth.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
So can that be my answer?
Absolutely.
That's fine.
So I kind of made the question, what just don't you like? Bad teeth.
Great.
Emma, there's no wrong answers to this
Okay.
question.
No.
By the way, it's essentially just this that kind of portrays what who you are.
So my final answer is bad teeth.
yeah.
Okay.
This podcast is like majorly informal, so don't worry about
For
it.
example, this episode's one of the best episodes because we just went off on a tangent and talked about Mother Daughters. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't need to have to talk about the film. That's usually when it works its best.
Yeah.
What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck!
That's easily polling as one of the top answers for this question.
Every single
You
person.
can. Oh gosh, I was waiting to say something that I shouldn't say. You can just fuck everything.
Yes, you can, Emma.
But yeah, this is when like I should think before I speak. No, but you know what I mean. Like
You can fuck most things.
fuck everything. Like fucks.
You can use it
fuck.
everywhere.
You can
Yeah.
use that
Yeah,
word
not
in
literally
any way
fuck
you want.
everything.
I wouldn't do that, but yeah.
Many meanings.
Can we cut that bit out?
Don't
Fuck
worry.
this coconut.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can,
so
you
yeah,
can use it in so many contexts and stuff.
that's what I was going for.
What sound or noise do you like?
The kettle boiling. I love it. It just makes me feel at home. And obviously, because you know you're going to get a cup of tea at the end of it. And it just, I don't know, it's just something about like waking up in the morning, putting on the kettle and just that noise. It just kind of makes you feel like warm inside.
So would you be annoyed if somebody boiled a kettle and it wasn't for tea then? Like, oh, I heard a kettle boiling. Oh no, I'm just using it to like melt in a stock cube.
Yeah, I think I would be quite disappointed actually. I don't know, well, no, probably not, because I would still have gotten to listen to the kettle boiling.
So it's actually the kettle boiling as opposed to the link is that you hear the kettle boiling and you think, I love tea.
I think it's both. Like, I like the noise anyway, but there's also like the added side of it that there's tea possibly involved.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer like the electric kettle or like a kettle on a stove, like the whistle that you get?
Electric.
Right.
The ones that like light up blue and stuff.
I like when me and Anouk went to New York. They didn't have an electrical kettle in the Airbnb. They only had the one you put on the stove, and there was something quite refreshing about hearing a kettle just go like that.
It was very different. It kind of scared me at the beginning, so it was like, what the hell is that noise?
that.
But it's nice.
Yeah.
What sound or noise do you dislike?
Oh, I do really hate that noise the subway makes when it's coming in. That like real screech. It seems to be getting worse. And I honestly thought when the subway closed for how long it did, that's what they were fixing. I don't know why. I don't know if someone told me that or if I just made that up in my head. But I genuinely thought like that noise was going to stop, that they were like fixing the tracks or something. But it just seems to be getting worse, and it's such a horrible noise, like especially in the morning. It's like, oh. So, yeah.
Yeah, kind of a cat on a blackboard.
I see actually a lot of people, like they put their fingers in their ears when, like I'm not that bad, but it just is not a nice noise, which is why it's nice to listen to music on the subway, because you can blank it out.
What profession other than your own would you like to attend?
None, because I don't have a plan B.
Oh, I thought you meant actual none, like N-U-N. I was like, what? Why?
That would have probably been a better answer.
Was there okay? So when you were growing up, did you always want to be an actor, or did you have anything else that you wanted to be?
I went through phases, but I was kind of one of those children, like I wanted to be an actor, but then if I went to the hospital, I wanted to be a nurse. If I went to the dentist, I wanted to be a dentist. If I went to the opticians, I wanted to be an optician. But like that was it. It was just like, if like I would come home and like play these things, like, oh, we've been to the hairdressers, let's play hairdressers. But like right now, no, there's not another option. There's not another profession.
Okay.
There's no plan B.
Great. Just like Paul, that we'll see later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What profession other than your own would you not like to attend?
I do always feel quite sorry for bin men. I'm sorry if there's any bin men listening, but
You
not.
do a stellar job.
No, actually, yeah, no. Like
without-
if there is bin men watching, like, good on you. Like it's not a nice job. Like, well, it
That
doesn't.
smell is just...
Well, that's the thing. I can't even walk past bins without, like, the bins that stink. It's like I can't even walk past them. Never mind, like, take them out. It's like, no. So I think I'd really struggle to be a bin man, and they have to get up really early.
I didn't
Yeah,
like
4 or
bin
5.
when we lived in our old flat where we used to record the podcast. Because the bins were kept in like a cul-de-sac in the middle. Every time the bin men came, they would have to come through the house and they would always like bang things. So at that point, I was like, I fucking hate bin men. But now the fact that they don't like come in the flat and start like yelling, I don't mind bin men at all now. Except
No, I
when-
don't mind them. I just don't want to be them.
Except when a bin lorry nearly knocked me off my bike when I was doing my other job. That was not fun.
Oh.
Well, I have issues with smells. So, you know, at home back in France, we have some dogs, like 4 or 5. And every time there's one shitting in the house, well, I use the pretext, well, I'll wait until it dries so it's easier to remove. But it's just I can't... I'm on the verge of vomiting every time I need to do that. So yeah, it's weird.
I'm like that with cheese, man. I'm like that with most cheeses. That's why my one was, I would never want to be a cheesemonger. I stand by that. That's the best answer I gave in my one.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrived at the pearly gates?
Gosh, again, that's a deep question. Maybe just, you did good.
That's what I said.
Just like that?
Well done.
Like, yeah.
You did good.
Or
Like that?
or 10 out of 10 for effort. That's my favourite phrase.
Solid try, mate.
You gave it a go.
Awesome. If you were reincarnated as some other plant or animal, what would it be?
A dog. 100% a dog. I love dogs.
They have the most fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I'd be one of those like really hyper annoying kind of dogs, like they just like need constant attention. But yeah.
I thought that was blondes. Blondes have the most fun.
What?
What?
You said Anouk said,
Blondes?
never mind. Did you have to explain a joke again?
One of those silly jokes.
Kill me.
A joke's never funny if you've got to explain it.
Yeah. Oh, don't I know? Sometimes with Anouk, like, hey, can you please get my jokes, please? Please. I've got nothing else to offer in my life except the jokes.
It's not true, Adam.
I think my mum thinks I'm funny.
That's it.
That's the most tragic thing I've ever said.
Yeah, okay. We added, now we have 2 bonus questions. So,
Nervous.
would you rather play the lead part in a live-action version of Brave, or marry a mac and cheese chef?
And I can't answer both. No, obviously, I think the answer's obvious. Play Merida in a live action.
Also, would get bored. You would get bored of mac and cheese, right?
Well, yeah, I think I would. So, yeah.
Okay. And would you come back for a Star Wars episode?
Good question.
That's genius.
I don't know if I could add much to that podcast, but yeah, I'd happily come back and listen.
You have no desire to watch a Star Wars?
I don't even know. I just think like there's so much as there not like.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of at that point that I'm like I'm just can't even. I'm just gonna leave it like.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch one, watch the first one and then leave.
We'll probably do the first one at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose I'll listen to your podcast and see what you are saying is the best one, and then I'll maybe watch it.
We'll have you back for Mamma Mia.
Yes.
I'll make sure I'm in holidays in
No,
France.
you're here, and Anouk, you're also going to be here when we do the South Park bigger, longer, and uncut episode.
I hate South Park so much.
Okay.
It's just...
Today, this is being released, hopefully, at least the audio version, on the 24th of January, which is a day you turn
20.
Hey, happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Woo-hoo.
If you look at the black thing in front of you, it's for you. There are two things, so if you could get that.
My heart just sank.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What is this? Life without mac and cheese is possible but meaningless.
So you can,
Oh, it's a notebook. Oh, guys. Oh.
yeah.
Was I the same when I got up this morning?
Alice.
Oh, guys, thank you.
No worries.
Oh, that is amazing. Oh, wow, these are the best. Thanks.
Can you just put it? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. No,
Yes.
fine. It's plugging time. France.
Scotland.
Scotland.
England!
Go, go, podcast rangers. Mighty plug-in podcast rangers. Go, go, podcast rangers. Mighty plug-in podcast rangers. So, Emma, watching at Instagram, I've seen something appear. Breathe it in. What's that about?
One breath in.
Well, one breath in, sorry. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yes, one breath in. So this is a short film that I've got coming up in February, and it is about this character who is suffering with her mental health, and it's after the loss of her parents, and she's kind of like locked herself in her flat, like her sister's trying to reach out to her, but she's pushing her away. And the film is basically just exploring her mental health and how her sister's trying to help but isn't. And it's just like her sister's outside the door, she's in the flat, and that is where like the short film happens.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Sounds
I'm looking forward to it.
Anything else current or past that is coming out soon?
I'm taking part in the 90-second Fright Fest competition. I'm doing a film, and I won't give too much away because I don't know how much I'm allowed to give away. But yes, I've got that coming up. We're filming in January, so that's my next project.
Cool. And anything coming up with the Scottish screenwriters?
Well, I've got a film coming up in March, and it was written by someone who I met at Scottish screenwriters. It's called Why, and it's about a young girl whose dad is dying of cancer. Oh, can we do that again? It's about, oh God, what was I saying?
guy?
Where we cut from to? I'm like,
Just
Don't worry about that. Just start your sentence again. It's
okay, so it's called Why, and it's about a young girl whose dad has cancer, and he's dying basically, and it's just kind of her doubting her religion because of his health, and that's kind of what it explores. So it's quite powerful. and
Okay.
tough.
Okay. Where can our massive audience see your stuff? Twitter, Instagram, whatever.
Yeah, you can find me on. Give me a second.
Pinster.
So yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Emma Findlay
Underscore.
So that's Twitter. I'm on Facebook. It's just Emma Findlay. And my Instagram is Emma Findlay with a double Y. Findlay with a double Y.
Okay. I think we're almost ready to wrap this up. I'll just try. So we are introducing the wish box. So in front of you, you had a black box, and you also have a pen. Yeah. So if you if you have a wish, that professional wish that you think that is smart, so specific, measurable, smart, and you put it on there, we won't see it until you've reached it, or we actually have made it massively as a podcast. So we'll bring you back and we'll talk about that wish, how it succeeded, or how we can help.
Okay. Oh gosh.
So you could just take one of the
feathery pen.
So my goal basically.
Yeah.
just write your
my.
name on the envelope.
Oh, well,
The
this
front.
is so fancy, guys.
Do you need time to think of one, or do you have one?
Yeah, I probably, yeah. If I could have some time to think.
We could do the shout out now for the competition winner. I'll just find that now.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, also you can bring that back as well, like if you need like a few days to
can
think
I-
about
can I
it. Yeah,
actually?
yeah, of course. Like sleep on it and think about it, and because the box is always going to be there, and then we can edit it and be like, she put it in, and
yeah.
That's a good shout.
we can just
Yeah.
lie. It's
Yeah,
fine.
and there's also the guest book, but we'll do that off camera and some pictures. Oh,
That's-
wow, beautiful.
That's a
I
good
love
shout.
this.
Adorable.
Sorry.
It's very
Uh,
cute.
Give me 2 seconds to find out our competition winner.
Do you have it in Instagram? Because
Yes, I do.
Is
There
it
is-
me?
there is also Jive turkeys, guys. I never did this one.
You can do their one as well. I'll just find our person.
No, I can't because it's on my phone, which is
Oh
filming
yeah,
Emma
good point. We'll do that in a bit as well. Just lost it.
before the master shot stops, which should
Oh.
happen in 10 minutes or something.
Okay, so this is actually I believe this is the first person that's ever won location day, because Yann's posts are, I don't know where any of them are. However, this one was a bit more central.
Place du Trocadéro, when you can see the Tour Eiffel. Yeah,
Exactly.
Or the Eiffel Tower for anyone who's bringing.
as he said. Yeah.
So our winner was 123 W2F, who is actually goes by St. Polly. They're an entertainment website. Who their goal at the moment is to see a film in the theatre every day, and they have successfully done so since the 30th of September 2017. And every day on Instagram, which is where the competition was, they post about films and their opinion on a film. So you can follow them on Instagram at 1.2.3. W2F, and there's a link to the website as well. So congratulations, and well
Okay.
done on being the first person ever
Well done.
to get the
Yeah. Can
location
you
right.
please go to the Jive Turkey one? I think.
Oh, is it in the direct messages?
Yes.
What are we doing again? So what's this one for?
I think he found the actor in Pure Acting Day.
Oh yeah.
I think that was that.
Oh yeah. So we haven't done this one yet.
No.
Okay, so this is at Instagram again, Jive Turkey's podcast. I actually watched one of their clips where they're talking about the NASCAR Cheetos in a bowl. It was really funny, so I quite like these guys. So They successfully got the actor. It was the Sylvester Stallone clip, wasn't it? I believe that was the one they won.
I don't remember.
Because I can't go that far back in the conversation.
Okay.
But their Instagram is, if I can get it, they're a bi-monthly podcast dedicated to the determinant of the populace. And on their Instagram is lots of snippets. I believe we helped Jive Turkey out with how they do their snippets. So if you've ever listened to our snippets on Instagram, it's essentially the same, and they're really funny. I need to start actually listening to their podcast, but from their snippets, they sound really good. So, well done, guys.
Well done.
Jive Turkey's podcast. Good name as well. Really good name.
Yes, very good.
Nice name.
I think we're good on saying goodbye, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Shall we spike the lens for the goodbyes?
Yes, we should.
Yes.
Okay, let's do this.
So we were
Adam.
Anouk.
Yann.
And Emma.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, and remember, life without mac and cheese is possible, but meaningless.
Take it away.
A bit, yeah, good.